Jurors will hear evidence in the penalty phase of the Boston Marathon bombing trial. As expected, Tsarnaev was convicted of all 30 charges against him earlier this month. But as ABC's Marcy Gonzalez reports, this phase of the trial is going to be much harder to predict.
Back in the courtroom, today the battle for convicted Boston Marathon bomber Tsarnaev's life begins. The same jury that found him guilty on all charges seated again today for the penalty phase of the trial. Protesters gathered outside, backing the pleas of some of his victims to bring the case to a close, calling on the government to take the death penalty off the table. Rebecca Gregory, who lost a leg in the bombings and completed the Boston Marathon yesterday, is one of many who fear a death sentence could lead to years of appeals.
Part of us getting on with our lives is this ending, and it's not going to end when it keeps getting drawn out like this.
A sentiment shared by the family of 8-year-old Martin Richard, who was killed in the attacks, writing in an op-ed in the Boston Globe, "As long as the defendant is in the spotlight, we have no choice but to live a story told on his terms, not ours."
The defense will definitely find ways to use that.
Legal experts say this will help the defense's case as they try to humanize the 21-year-old terrorist, fighting to portray him as a gullible young man who was influenced by his older brother in hopes of the alternate sentence, life in prison without parole.
If one juror votes for life, he won't get the death sentence.
And this sentencing phase should last about a month. Federal officials say Tsarnaev is not expected to take the stand. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC 7 News.